I'm the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving me insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Strut through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I've had all hope who enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.
Everywhere.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Fireflies Forever. We have a lot to talk about, as we always do, but I wanted to start out by sending our prayers, thoughts, and condolences to the families of Malcolm Jamal Warner and Ozzy. To me, two cultural icons that we've lost in back-to-back days, and I know these things can hit hard sometimes. So I just wanted to recognize them and share that. I know I've seen a lot of people mentioning Ozzy in the chat. Just he was an icon, man. Even if you weren't a rock and roll fan, if you didn't listen to rock, you know who Ozzy is. So yeah, rest in peace to him, man. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Obviously, I got Chris with me. Chris, anything you want to share on Ozzy? You listen to Ozzy at all?
I did. Now I went to Ozfest when I was a teenager one year.
Oh, okay.
That was they used to, I don't know if everybody remembers that they used to do a big tour, and he would headline. Usually, either him or him or Black Sabbath would be the headliner of it, and they'd have a bunch of awesome rock bands on it and stuff. But yeah, I remember going to that years ago. It was cool. Yeah. So I actually got to see him live then. But yeah, I wasn't the biggest Ozzy fan ever, but I enjoyed his music, especially for his paving the way for a lot of the other bands that I did listen to a lot. We wouldn't have a lot of those bands if it wasn't for Ozzy. So yeah, shout out to him. A lot of respect for him. Sad that he's gone now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I was aware of his music, didn't listen to a lot of it when I was younger, but when I got a little bit older, he had a song with Busta Rhymes, who's one of my favorite rappers of all time. Mm-hmm. And I listened to it. I was hooked. So then I did a deep dive and educated myself a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, he was a pioneer, and really
pioneered metal music.
Yeah, really inspired a lot of artists that we have today through his music. And I just want to say this: when I was a kid growing up, I wanted to be Theo Huxtable. Like, I wanted to be Theo. I wanted to have the nice house and the latest clothes and shoes and all that good stuff. Sometimes, even though we don't meet people, especially when we watch a lot of a show or something, or even wrestling, we feel like we know people. Mm-hmm. We feel like they're a part of our lives, and they are. We spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that because Malcolm Jamal Warner, he inspired a lot of people, and gave a lot of people a window into something that was possible that wasn't really seen on TV up to that point. So just wanted to say that. But yeah. All right. So welcome, everyone. We thank you for joining us. Let me shout out a few people real quick. Clown, James Chadwick, Dylan McClure, Alex Trebek. Everyone, today is my birthday. Well, happy birthday. Odin's son, Brandon. So good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Let me go ahead and start here because if I don't, I'm going to forget. But if you don't mind, folks, drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. We are glad that you're here joining us. Hit that subscribe button, become a part of the family. We do this show every Tuesday at 6 p.m. We also do a TNA watch along every Thursday. And I'll tell you now, this Thursday is very interesting. It's a must watch, just like NXT is this evening, for a few reasons. And I think one is the TNA champion, if he lives long enough to make it to Bound for Glory. After this evening, I will be very surprised because he wrote himself a check that I don't know if it's behind can cash, Chris.
I think I see a choke slam in his future.
I think so. Yeah,
He might have stepped on the wrong yard.
Yeah. So, we will be back on Thursday for TNA, our watch along, and we'll let you know about Sunday. We also do a show called Between the Ropes on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll let you know if we're doing that this week. Hey, Alicia, how are you? I hope you're well. All right. So as we do every week, if you're new, we start off with memories, and I'm going to have Chris set this up, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I was going through pictures, figuring out what memory I wanted to share this week, and saw a couple pictures of this and thought it'd be good to revisit. This was one of the several times that Jodie got to go meet Bray in person, and this piece right here is still on Logan's wall in his room to this day. It was a poster that actually came with one of those boxes that they did on WWE Shop back when the Fiend first came out. They did 5 or 6 different ones, and each one had a bunch of different things in it. And this poster was one of them that came in one of the boxes, from the Funhouse door. And Jodie took it with her and had Bray sign it and write to Logan on it. So yeah, that's still on his wall to this day. He thought that was so cool that Bray personally signed something for him and signed the piece. And interesting thing, when she had Bray sign it, he said he had never signed one of those before. So there's a very good chance Logan has the only Bray signed one out there. No one had ever came to and had him sign that piece before. So thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, there's a picture of him signing it. The one before was him signing our Fiend belt that we have. And then he signed that poster for Logan. Yeah, that's one of Logan's prized possessions. It's on his wall in his room. And there's a famous picture that I'm sure everyone's seen of Jodie giving Bray a hug. I see that picture today, and I just can't help but smile. I miss both of them so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that this week. I'm sure he's going to hang on to that thing as long as he can.
Oh, yeah.
Protect it. So,
yeah.
All right. We're going to, we don't have a lot of artwork this week, but this is something else that Jodie really loved and appreciated, and that's the artwork from everyone in the community. This first one I shared with Chris right before we went on, but let me remove this, make that larger. There we go. All right, here's the first one. And this is done by Gabe, who joins us sometimes, so shout out, Gabe. This is really well done.
Oh, this just screams like graphic novel to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And Vincent retweeted it and put a comment on it, so that was pretty cool.
That's very awesome.
Eric Rousseau shared this, so I said, I think it'd be good to to showcase this today. Shout out to Eric.
Oh yeah, that's very cool. Also,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And I have the actual photo that this was based on for later. But yeah, awesome stuff. All right, so we added a new segment last week, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured we had a couple things to chat about. One in particular this week that I wanted to go to first, and the other we'll get into once we get into theories and discussion. But I'm not sure how many of you were able to see the interview with Paul Heyman that he did. And during that interview, he spoke about Bray Wyatt. And you see the quote here. I wanted to pull this one because I thought this one was pretty powerful and kind of summed up the other sentiments that he shared in the article. But Chris, I know you had a chance to take a look at it right before we started, but what did you think of Paul Heyman's words and just what he said about Bray?
I think that speaks such volumes. I mean, I'm sure, I think about all of us have, the utmost respect for Paul Heyman. I mean, he's been around the business for so long, has such an incredible mind for wrestling and recognizing talent. And so for him to say these things about Bray just speaks volumes to me. He recognizes the incredible talent that Bray was, and I'm glad to see him showing him respect like that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think Joe sent it to me first. Or he sent it to me right after I saw a clip or something on social media. And then I went and read the article. And, I thought this was a fitting quote for a couple of reasons. One, I thought it summed it up perfectly, but two, I feel like that lets us know, and I've already felt like this, we haven't even scratched the surface of some of the things that I feel like he wanted to do. And maybe someday there's a memoir that comes out that, someone publishes, if he had any notes or anything that he left, or any of his friends or Bo or any family members want to share different things, people that have worked with him in WWE. But man, this says a lot when a legend praises someone like that.
Yeah, one of the things that I read too, it stuck out to me, was Paul Heyman mentioned somewhere in the article talking about how, like, he gave Bray some advice, and some other people did too, about be careful about his characters and not like showing their vulnerabilities or anything like that. But Bray didn't care about that. He wanted to put everything about his characters out there for everybody to see. Wasn't worried about anything like that. And it talks about how, Bray went out and proved them wrong and showed them that could work. They were saying that wouldn't work and anything, and Bray proved them wrong. So I thought that was really cool too, that Heyman mentioned that.
Yeah. I mean, he always had a way of taking the situation, and we're like, man, okay, they've screwed him over this time. How is he going to make this good? And he just found a way to do it. Yeah. And everyone's on board, and it's like, oh, maybe this was the plan all along, even though we knew that it wasn't. So,
yeah, you could give him nothing, and he could turn it into something.
Exactly. Exactly. So, shout out Paul Heyman. I put the link to the article in the chat, so if you guys want to check it out, the link is there. All right, so we got a very interesting tweet from Nick. I want to get into that first before we break down the promo that we got, which I thought was excellent.
Oh, that was a fantastic promo.
That was excellent. So, I definitely want to get into that. But first, I wanted to go into this tweet. Chris, what did you think about this tweet? What did you think Nikki kind of speaking about her past in the way that she is here?
I thought it was really interesting, the way she talks about her. I feel like a lot of the Wyatt Sicks don't look upon their past very well. They had been rejected and passed over and, got this new star with the Wyatt Sicks, but it seems like Nikki's a little different. She, has a longing for, her past. She cares about this past character she played and stuff. So I thought that was really interesting that she didn't completely hate her past or want to totally turn away from it. She at least acknowledges it.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. She seems to have a little bit different perspective on the past.
Even though that, a lot of people thought that character was a joke.
Right. So I thought that was interesting. What else was interesting was, and we'll just dive right into this promo. So, first question, before we break it down, thinking of it in its entirety, Chris, what were your thoughts on this promo?
I mean, I thought it was incredible. I love that we got to hear from each member. They all said something. That was very cool. We've talked about it before. We very rarely have ever heard Dexter speak. Mm-hmm. So it's always cool when we do get to hear that. And yeah, you got to see, a little bit from each of them and their personalities shine through. And just, I love their overall goal, what they're trying to do, how you talked about it. And yeah, I think they're in a great direction right now with the Wyatt Sicks. And I really hope that we see the momentum they have continue.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I thought this was so well done. And to your point, every member of the group had their part. Mm-hmm. And they all knocked it out of the park. I love the idea of having everyone speak and not just Howdy speaking for everyone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, one of the first things I thought when you think about it from a wrestling show perspective, the tag team division is in trouble, I think.
Yeah. That's
so. So I wanted to ask you, how do you feel? And the same question for the chat. So any questions that I ask Chris, folks, feel free to chime in the chat. But I wanted to ask you, how do you feel the Wyatt Sicks have impacted the tag division?
I think that obviously they've made a huge impact. I mean, they've turned the entire tag division upside down, really. And man, how much I noticed this on Raw last night. What a difference. I mean, there is just an absolute night and day contrast between the SmackDown tag division and the Raw tag division right now. I mean, the Raw tag division is practically non-existent. There is just not much happening. The teams involved I don't know, it's just not at the same level, in my opinion, as to what SmackDown's doing. And even before the Wyatt Sicks came along, I feel like that way the SmackDown tag division was that much better. And now that they're involved, I mean, I dare say there's no other tag division in wrestling that's better right now. Just the depth that they have. They've got, at least 5, 6, 7 teams all competing, fighting with each other for these titles, and
that are viable, that that have a legit, that you could make an argument for
yeah, sure. and the way that they're, that the story that they've been crafting, like we've been talking about, of everybody, they're trying to be everybody versus them, but obviously a lot of them are not wanting to get on the same page, especially with Ciampa and Gargano, but yeah, I think it's absolutely great what they've been doing with it, and it shows what tag team wrestling really can be if they put the effort in it. So props to the creative people, the writers that have been working on the SmackDown tag division specifically, because they're doing an excellent job.
They really are. Yeah, they really are doing a great job, and I feel like the group is being presented in a way that makes them look strong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like them looking strong makes the rest of the division look weak.
Mm-hmm.
I think they all have their pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
Everyone that's challenging the Wyatts. And speaking of a challenge, looks like they're going to be going up against Andrade and Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, another title defense this Friday, which I like that too. I like having frequent title defenses. And, I thought I was thinking about that on Raw last night. I had to think for a second. I'm like, who's the Raw tag champs right now? Like, we don't see them that much, so they don't defend that much. So
It's Judgment Day, right?
Yeah, you start to lose track of that. You when you don't see it, the belt's defended very often. So I like that they're doing frequent matches for the tag titles, and I'd love to see a bunch of matches with the Wyatt Sicks defending against a bunch of different people. I think that'll be very good. And now that's a really interesting matchup between Andrade and Ray Phoenix. I never pictured anybody like that going up against the Wyatt Sicks. I'm really curious to see how that shakes out. They have such a unique high flying style, lucha libre style. That's going to be cool to see how that matches up with the Wyatt Sicks, because Gacy and Loomis can do that too. We've seen them. They can be high flyers, especially Loomis. So it's going to be interesting to see how that match goes, if that trends that way or not.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's interesting because it's a very newly created group, newly created team. But on top of that, the fans are really behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm wondering is, what's the crowd reaction going to be to the Wyatt Sicks? Do we hear more boos? Do we hear more cheers? Is it
that's a good point.
How do you think that's going to go, Chris?
I don't know. That's tough to say, because I could really see a lot of cheers for both, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes as the match goes on. If fans start to decide one way or the other,
yeah.
And then what will we see? And will we see another quote unquote heelish move by them to retain? That could influence the fans too if we see something like that. So yeah,
right.
It's like I said, it's a very interesting matchup. I didn't expect that to happen, especially this soon after them winning it. I thought we'd get one of the other teams that we already seen, but yeah, this brand new team is going to be a really interesting thing.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that probably surprised me the most, was how soon. With that team, but yeah, I'm
good to see them using Andrade. I hate that he's been kind of pushed to the wayside and not been used a lot since he came back. So I like to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that they have something for him. I just hope it doesn't lead to a Wyatt Sicks loss.
Yeah, I can't imagine them dropping the belts already.
I can't.
That'd be terrible for them.
Yeah. So, with that being said, what do you think is next? I mean, let's project out. Let's say they do win this match against Andrade and Ray Phoenix. What do you think happens after that? Who do you think is the next challenger? How do you think we get to that point?
I don't know. I mean, I could see another, maybe another qualification match like we saw to see who the next challenger is. I still am really hoping, keeping my fingers crossed for what we talked about of SummerSlam, some kind of a multi-team match. I could still see a pathway to that too. Maybe, the teams are arguing with Nick Aldis backstage. We should get it. No, we should get it. Blah, blah, blah. How about you all get a shot at it? I could see something like that still happening for SummerSlam. It's not too late for that to make it on the card. But yeah, I love to see that. Could still possibly be even a one team match against that, but I do love the idea of there being multiple teams involved.
Well, Chris, I think, and this is what I was going to say about the match that we're getting coming up. I don't think we're going to get a finish in that match because I think all of the teams are going to try and interfere.
Yeah, that I could definitely see that happening, and that would be a good way to protect Andrade and Rey Fenix from having to take a loss, early on too.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that type of match is something that they would need, I think, for the tag division. But like you said, SmackDown right now is setting the blueprint that Raw should follow when it comes to team wrestling.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So yeah, I think you do something like that, and you protect, like you said, you protect Andrade and Rey, and let them duke it out at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I want to answer Brandon's question real quick. I saw there talking about the Hall of Fame, and we've talked about this a little bit before. From what everything I've heard, as far as WWE goes, they have completely left it up to JoJo and his family as to when they are ready for him to go in. They don't want to do it before they're ready. I've heard JoJo say that she wants the kids to be a little older before they put him in the Hall of Fame, just so they can understand it better and know what it means, to see their dad going in the Hall of Fame. So I know a lot of people are, getting frustrated that it hasn't happened yet or anything, but from everything I've heard, that's the reason, is that they're just waiting for the family to give it the okay and be ready for that, because that's going to be a hard night. As much as we all love Bray, I know I'm going to shed some tears that night at when he goes in the Hall of Fame, and I can't imagine how hard that's going to be for his family. So it's understandable that they may need a few years to wait to process that. So it'll definitely happen. I mean, don't worry about that. Bray 100% is going in the Hall of Fame. It's only a matter of whenever his family is ready. So
yeah. I would, if I had to put any time frame on it, I would say 3 to 5 years. And maybe even more like 5 to 8, because his children are really young. So, I think I understand what the fans are like, we really want to see him honored and all of that, but it comes down to what.
Believe me, I do too. But
we all,
I want it to be when his family's ready. I don't, that's going to be traumatic for them.
Right.
Have to go through that. So I want them to be ready and able to process that, and it's just going to be that much better for Bray in the long run. He's going to get the respect he deserves and the honor that he deserves.
Yeah. I mean, we just have to, again, be patient, but also respectful. Respectful of the family's wishes.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be a fan and to feel however you feel, however deeply impacted you were by Bray, but ultimately it's his family's decision.
Yeah.
And, that's what needs to be respected. And it looks like
it'll happen. It's just a matter of when.
Right. So Chris, you brought up that you do think that we may get that match at SummerSlam. We're already getting a steel cage match at SummerSlam. Do we need a stipulation on that match, or just let them
Originally, I had said that I would love, if it's a multi-team match, I would love to see it be a ladder match. I actually don't think that now because looking at the current SummerSlam card, there's a lot of stipulation matches on there.
Yeah, there really
I
are.
actually don't think the match needs a stipulation. I think if you have too many stipulation matches, it can, just overcrowd it and be a little too much. You still need some regular no stipulation matches on the card too. So,
Yeah.
and maybe for that reason, maybe it does end up being just a one team match. They have another match or whatever to determine who the next number one contenders are, and they fight them. But yeah, I definitely don't think it needs a stipulation at this point.
Yeah, I don't either. And I'm gonna make a comment that might get me in a little bit of trouble. But personally, I think we saw a great. Well, I won't be a prisoner of a moment. I'll say a really, really good ladder match on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
With the Hardys and the Nimitz. Yeah. I don't. My rule of thumb is if someone has done something extremely well, maybe stay away from doing that thing for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Because seeing the Hardys, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen TNA, I'm just gonna spoil you now. Hardys win. It's a ladder match, of course. The Hardys and ladder matches and such. But seeing that moment of them winning, seeing Jeff's creativity with the ladder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I went back and rewatched the spot with AJ Francis.
Oh, gosh.
I do not know why. I don't know why he landed that way, but God bless him.
Yeah.
He man, there's a lot that I
can say. Took himself out of the match, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't see him get up for the whole rest of that.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Hey, AJ, do you have 3 Adam's apples? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. But yeah, it was that was a heck of a match, and I feel like with all the stipulations that you have on SummerSlam right now, you don't want to make it feel too gimmicky.
Yeah,
I feel. I hope they're not doing that because it's a bigger slate now because it's a 2-night thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, they could definitely use some more regular matches on there. Mm-hmm. So
plus, I feel like, and maybe this is the safe way out, but I feel like if you need to protect people, you can do it a little better through a straight up match, and you can DQ folks and that kind of thing. So so you're not hurting your division that you've done an excellent job of building up.
Yeah. But at the same time, I want to say, don't get your expectations high, though. There's, the cards, there's quite a few matches on the card already, so we may not get it.
We may not.
They may keep them right now. They're just having matches on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very interesting to me that they still have not had a match on the PLE this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And, still, if they get left off of SummerSlam too, then it's like, do they have a lot more of a long-term plan? Are they saving that for something special down the road? That really has me wondering if that's going to be the case as to why they're continuously getting left off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's bizarre that they haven't been on a PLE yet, and we've discussed it at length here. But given Bray's history on SmackDown, on SummerSlam, it just makes a lot of sense to me, and I know to a lot of us. But
if we do see that, then try not to get frustrated about it, because I'm willing to guess that maybe they have a long-term plan and they're saving that for something special. So,
just looking at the SummerSlam card right now, you've got Cena and Cody in a street fight, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Women's World Championship triple threat: Naomi, Rhea, and Io. that's a no DQ because it's a triple threat. So you're gonna see stuff get used there. You got Punk against Gunther, which I'm so in for that.
Oh yeah.
I've liked Gunther, but the more he has the opportunity to speak, the more I like him.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a great heel.
Oh, he's really grown on me recently.
Yeah, he's so good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
the fact that it's been talked about before, like from commentary, you stop to think about that, and it's just insane that he, like 80% of his wrestling career so far, he's held a title. That's insane.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
No one, I dare say, no one else even comes close to that.
Right. That's nuts, man. It's crazy. Then we've got Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, which I'm looking forward to that.
That would be a good one. I could see Jade winning that.
I can too. Then we've got Solo and Jacob in a steel cage for the U.S. title. That should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling, though, that at some point we're going to get a recreation of the Big Show spot where someone goes through the cage. I feel like someone goes through the cage.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's just the feeling that I get. And then we've got the Women's Tag Team Championship, which is relevant to this show. Because, the Judgment Day will be defending against Charlotte Flair and Miss Bliss.
Yep. Really hope to see them win that. I'm absolutely loving this story between Alexa and Charlotte, and I want to see it go further. So I think it'd be really cool to see the belts on them and see where they can go with it.
Yeah, me too. It's so much fun seeing them, and they both genuinely look like they're having fun, which is a good thing. So yeah, shout out to them. But I hope they do. I hope they win it. Because they've been a lot of fun to watch as a team, and it's something different that we haven't seen from Charlotte before, which I really enjoy too. So
yeah.
So that's good.
I think the Women's Intercontinental has a stipulation too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. I don't see that on here yet, but wow. Okay.
Becky versus Lyra. I think it's a no DQ match or something like that.
Yep. Man, so
yeah, SummerSlam. Tough to say. The card's getting pretty full. It still could have a couple more matches added. So we'll see. But even if not, they've got a good thing going on SmackDown, and I'm sure they have a good reason as to why they're not putting them on a PLE. So I'm just gonna reserve my trust in them that they continue to do well with them and know what they're doing, and hopefully we'll see that in the future. Like I said, it'd be worth it if maybe they had some special thing that they're going to do at a PLE down the road that we don't know about. And, it might be one of those things where we'll be like, oh, I'm glad they waited, if it's something really cool or something, or a special date or something like that,
I'm going to play Fantasy Booker and ask the question, does it make more sense for the Wyatts to continue to hang on to the titles until Survivor Series, and you have the other teams team up and take on the Wyatt Sicks?
That'd be cool.
In a War Games match.
I'd love to see that.
I would love to see it. I think it would make a lot of sense in terms of, especially if you keep getting the run-ins. You got to have it come to a head somehow. So
yeah.
Okay. Sean is saying with the Becky versus Lyra match, if Lyra loses, she can no longer challenge for the IC title as long as Becky has it. Okay.
That's a good stipulation, because I was just saying that last night when I saw that. I'm like, I'm starting to get a little tired of seeing her and Becky fight each other. So that's good. I think they need one more match and be done with it.
Yeah.
But
And I
yeah,
know this.
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know this has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about, but can we please see Bailey have at least one more championship run?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's earned it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I really hope that the Wyatt Sicks have a good long title run. I really think they need it. I think that would really help establish them. You know, they've had hiccups, and since they debuted with the some of the matches, and then the absence from Bo's injury and everything. So I feel like a long title run could really help reestablish them and give them some dominance and make them a credible threat going forward. If they have just some kind of really short title run, I feel like it just does more, harm than good. Shoots them in the foot some more, So
yeah.
I'm really hoping that they recognize that and see that they need a good multi-month run at least with them to help establish them more, because I feel like if they do this faction right, and they can avoid injury and stuff, that they could do this for years. They could go on and have a really long run with them and tell some really good stories. So I hope that they continue to do that.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to say too, I think all of us as fans realize that at some point they're going to lose the titles.
Yeah, of course.
I think the only thing that we ask as fans is to make it make sense when it happens.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. Use it to advance the storyline, whatever the case may be. But just please make it make sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like it will, because I feel like, while I feel like what they did before their return was good, I feel like there's more intentionality behind their booking and creative right now.
100%.
I feel like they're really focusing on making this group look awesome and menacing, and I'm really liking how they're presenting them right now. Clown says as long as they keep them until I go to Survivor Series.
I definitely don't blame you then if you're going.
I don't blame you. Absolutely. Alicia saying I want Nikki to get a title. I do too. Even if it doesn't have to be the world title either.
Yeah, there's the women's intercontinental, the women's US now. Like,
there are other opportunities now. So
tag team title if Miss Bliss ends up with them at some point.
I mean, there are some opportunities now, which I'm loving. Because I do think you need mid-card and undercard, quote-unquote, championships in the women's division as well. Because you've got all of these people fighting for these. In some years, it was one title. Now you have the two world titles, but then now you've got those undercard titles, and you can do other things with other people and let them shine too. Not everyone's going to be at the top of the card.
And I think it's been really good that they have Becky holding the women's continental title. Like, it shows that she's not above that title. She doesn't have to be in the world title picture to be relevant. She can. I like that they're having a top star make something out of that belt too. Yeah,
and I'm glad that you said that, because this is a little bit of a tangent, so apologize, but I think you're going to start seeing that more with some of the old guard. And I'm talking about Charlotte, like 3 years ago, you would have never have thought that Charlotte would be in the tag division going for a tag title.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see more of that. I think you're going to see people going after that U.S. title, really elevating that title, because it's new. So having your top stars, or people that have been your top stars, that elevates it. Yeah. And I do think that they're going to start a youth movement. Stephanie Baker, Julia, there are a lot. I mean, so many names. You got people on NXT right now that aren't going to be in NXT in a year. So
Yep.
what are you going to do with them? And
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, you have to, it's cool that WWE has built up this process now of, NXT, or even before NXT, they've got Evolve now and all this, and building people up, because it's smart, because it really is like a big cycle. You've got to keep building up this new talent to replace old talent. You've got these old talent that's going to end up retiring and going away, so you got to have people to replace them. I've been doing a watch along of with a buddy of mine. We started in Raw in '97, going back and watching like every Raw that year and the big pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah,
and it just blows me away. I see why WCW was kicking their ass so much back then. They had hardly any talent. Like, once everybody left for WCW, like they had nobody. This. Because that was before Stone Cold was built up yet, before The Rock was built up yet. Like they didn't have anybody, and we're in the '90. Like we just watched SummerSlam '98, so we're really starting to see it now. Stone Cold the champ now. Rock's about to be done with the Nation and become more of The Rock and stuff. So it's really starting to get good. But it's like, man, they just had no talent there for a while. So I'm glad that they've identified that, and now they have these processes in place to prevent that from ever happening again. They've got this constant cycle of new talent coming in.
yeah. And on the men's side, just going to throw this out there, whenever they take the title off of Trick in TNA, I would not be surprised if him, Obafemi, and a few others made their way to the main roster. Trick Williams is a star.
Yeah.
He's
Obafemi.
Yeah.
That dude's a beast.
They're both stars. Both stars. So strap a rocket ship to the back and send them to the moon, because they are stars. They really are stars. So it's a good problem to have, having so much talent. The difficulty is, who do you give time to? Where do you give it to them?
Yeah. And unfortunately, sometimes people get lost in the shuffle and released.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully they continue to find ways to find pockets for people. I think they've done a better job with that recently. Like and some of the talent, you got to be like Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross set the blueprint, I feel, for people going forward. If you really want to be on TV and to have some time, you might not get on WWE TV, but you know what? You got social media.
Yep.
Make that son of a gun go viral. Get your fans excited and get them.
Oh yeah, talk about making a name for yourself on your own and getting yourself over without WWE's help. And now it's to where WWE can't deny it. I mean, it's in that match. They're chanting, "Let's go, Sammy, let's go, Cross." The "Let's go, Cross" chant was way louder.
Yeah. Sean Rousseau saying, speaking of Alexa and Charlotte, it's cool to see Alexa Bliss and Charlotte now. We're not friends t-shirt sold out right now.
I saw that. I could not believe that was already gone.
Really?
Yeah, it just came out, and like last I looked, they only had like small and medium left or something. Like it's already almost sold out.
I gotta be honest, I don't look at the shop a whole lot, but that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, it was a cool looking shirt too. Props to them. I'm glad to see that because obviously, especially nowadays with TKO running things, it's a full on business. They're trying to make money, and so the stars that sell the most T-shirts are probably going to get more of a push. Just like when Karrion was doing that, his shirt was selling out, and so I think that helped him. So it's a good thing that when fans get behind it and start buying those shirts, because it's helping our voice be heard to WWE, who we want to see.
Absolutely. And yes, Clown, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona is the pioneer of the blueprint.
Oh yeah.
Karrion Kross just updated it in 2025, but Matt Cardona was that guy who was not getting time, used social media to his benefit at a time where social media was in its infancy.
Mm-hmm.
And he got over. He got himself over. So
yeah, he sure did.
Absolutely. Man, now that I'm looking at the shop, I'm mad that I'm looking at the shop.
They do have a big clearance sale going on right now.
They do. They have an old school NWO type vibe with the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that one? Okay. I gotta share this real quick. And it's a wolf pack.
Oh, nice.
So
that's cool.
So that at some point, if they still have that, I might have to.
Mm-hmm.
That might have to be a purchase.
While we're on the tangent, speaking of shop and stuff, I saw something interesting I was thinking about doing on TNA's shop the other day. They have this brown bag special on there. You get 5 mystery T-shirts for $43.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, you just pick your size, and then they send you 5 random mystery TNA shirts for $43.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a crazy deal for wrestling shirts.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Wrestling shirts are $35 on for one on WWE Shop.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. I was thinking about doing it myself because I don't own any TNA shirts right now, so might be a good way to start a TNA shirt collection.
Yeah, I didn't know that was back. Yeah, Clown said Don West used to always advertise that. I didn't know that was back. Or, I mean, maybe I just haven't been paying attention. Maybe it never left.
They've done a big overhaul on their merch shop recently.
Yeah.
It seems like they're really stepping up their merch game.
They are. Yeah, they really are.
Sure, WWE's probably helping them with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's
they need to do belts, though. I want some of those TNA belts.
Yeah. I will say, though, if you want a custom belt, hit me up privately, and this is for anyone. I know a guy. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say, I know a guy. I got a guy for that. But yeah, Chris, man, before we get out of here, I'm gonna do this one more time, and then I'm gonna have you share some final thoughts. But folks, if you don't mind, drop a like on the video. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell so you know when we have future content. We'll be here again on Thursday. Pretty sure we'll be here at 7:55. So 7:55 Thursday, TNA Watch Along. It's the follow-up show to Slammiversary. It's also a live show.
Yeah.
So never know what can happen on a live show.
The last few TNA live shows have been fantastic. There have been some surprises.
Yep. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. And who knows? Here's just putting something wild into the atmosphere. Maybe Trick Williams pisses the Undertaker off so much. I think you know where I'm going with that. That's all. I'm not even going to finish the sentence. I'm just going to leave that there. But yeah, so come join us on Thursday, 7:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, it should be a good follow up to Slammiversary, which I thought was a really great show. The finish to the 2 championship matches have been polarizing, to say the very least. And I'm sure we will get some of the fallout from that on Thursday night too, so come check us out. But Chris, before we get out of here, man, any final thoughts you want to share?
Well, like I said earlier, I'm really looking forward to this match on Friday. It's such a unique matchup for them. I like that it's something different. With Andrade and Ray Phoenix going up against Wyatt Sicks. So yeah, I can't wait to see that match on Friday and see how that shakes out and see if we get shenanigans, other people get involved, and either way, hopefully the Wyatt Sicks will come out on top and still hold those belts.
Yeah. Hopefully they can continue to retain and look strong.
Mm-hmm.
I have put Bo / Uncle Howdy up here. I thought this was a cool photo. That he has as his new PNG. So as his new art.
That reminds me, there was a really cool moment. I don't know if everybody caught it. I think I saw it on C Wrestling's video because it was just a split second, screenshot of in that video of like it was half Howdy, half Bo, split down the middle in there. It looked really cool. It just continues to remind us that that there's two sides to him, just like there was to Bray.
Right.
There's Bo and then there's Howdy, and they don't always agree.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alicia says, Dream Survivor Series match. Nikki, Alexa, Scarlett, Rhea, and Stephanie versus Becky, Ivy Nile, Chelsea Green, Misha, and Julia. Change whoever.
I like that.
I love that. Yeah. Give me that
match. Talent.
Yeah. Good grief. Give me that match.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to head out of here, folks. But go check out some NXT tonight. It should be a lot of fun.
Taker's
going to be there, so that's going to be interesting. Hopefully, Trick Williams is good on his health insurance.
Yeah. Knowing Trick, I would not be surprised if he tries to talk a little smack to Taker. And
yeah, even more than he did last night.
Yeah.
And last night I thought he went pretty far.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens tonight. But yeah, you check out NXT tonight. I believe Tazzy is streaming a watch along on his channel, so go check it out. But yeah, that's it for us. Chris, man, this was fun as always.
Yeah.
Love chatting up the Wyatt Sicks with you and everything involved. And thank you again for sharing the memories that you did this week.
Yeah, no problem. Hopefully we'll have that match to talk about next week then.
That's right. That's right. So join us again next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of Fireflies Forever. All right, folks. Take care. Have a great evening, great rest of your week. Be nice, please. Be kind to one another. And hopefully we'll see you on Thursday night for some TNA wrestling. All right, folks. Have a good evening.
I am the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Strut through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Fear for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I've had all hope to enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.